yeah, time to play the best hero.
Lily Stormstout, the easiest hero to play in the game by far, and the easiest hero to play wrong. Healer? No, this tag is a lie. Don't believe it. I guarantee you've never met a single person who's been healed by Lily, because they're dead. She is not the heal bot you're looking for. Compared to her peers, she's insanely outclassed. No hard crowd control, no roots, no stuns, only slows. Easy to apply slows, but she can't follow up on a pick, control space, or peel effectively. There are better heroes for the job. And no wave clear, none. It's painful. But worst of all, no healing. Wait, stop, let me explain. I'll admit, on paper, her healing numbers aren't terrible, and there's like 2 specific scenarios where she performs exceptionally well, but outside of that, people die. They just explode. Because Lily's healing is reactionary. In the game of sustain, she's always playing from behind. Heroes will take massive damage before Lily can do anything. The auto-targeting of her spells, the cooldown, and the actual travel time of the teacup gives the enemy team more than enough time to blow somebody up. And the higher your MMR gets, the less time it takes to pop a hero. You can't preempt your healing at all on Lily. You can't even cast your heal unless someone's taken damage. So, how do you play a healer with healing spells that don't heal? Like I said, 2 ways, but you gotta stop thinking of Lily as a savior. When you play her, you gotta think of yourself more as a scrappy little self-sustaining support sidekick. Find someone dangerous and be their little buddy. Follow them on their adventures around the map. Enable their plays with slows and dedicated heals. Wow, just like how she is in WoW. Running around with only 2 bodies keeps things simple. Lily will heal either herself or her friend, which is far more reliable than her teamfight sustain, and with her high-ish damage and slows, getting ganks with rotations should be a piece of cake. The other way to play is much more dangerous, and much more exciting. Be the bait. Lily is surprisingly hard to kill. Grabbing the enemy's attention in a fight wastes their time, energy, and cooldowns. Just don't get bonked. Gotta watch for that crowd control. Especially at the start of a fight, Lily can draw people out of position or waste their spells, creating openings for her tank to engage or for her damage to punish. With all the tools at her disposal, you have quite a bit of control over how much damage you personally eat. And keeping your health low forces the auto-targeting to stay in one place. I'm telling you, the travel time on that T is killer. Healing Brew. Holding down Q will heal the hero at the lowest health percentage within range of the ability. You seriously never need to take your finger off this button. There's no reason to. Saving mana, maybe? But 25 is close enough to spammable. The only way you're gonna stay on top of falling health bars is by constantly serving T. And if your friend goes pop, you can smugly say you did everything in your power to save them. Cloud Serpent. Even sidekicks get sidekicks. Cloud Serpent is the only ability in Lily's base kit that actually requires player input. Even then, you can get away with self-casting it all game. Mushu isn't gonna save anyone, but over an extended fight, the extra healing and damage adds up. This little guy lasts for 8 seconds, and there's an 11-second cooldown on the ability itself. But with the cooldown reduction I'm gonna mention shortly, you can have constant uptime on this spell. Also, check this out, it can shoot people while attached to Medivh bird form. Neat. Blinding Wind is perhaps the most brain-on, brain-off ability, throwing out 2 clouds at the nearest enemies, blinding and slowing them for 1.5 seconds. This ability prioritizes heroic targets, which is good because you don't want to waste it on wave clear. It's one of the few ways Lily can get ahead of the damage coming at her team. Wait for the bad guys to get close and pocket sand. While it's not as impactful as something like a root, no one likes being slowed. It can certainly ruin the day of an Illidan or a Butcher, so long as you use it after the charge. Unstoppable cleanses and prevents blinds. Fast feet. This trait acts like a band-aid for newbies and enables a whole lot of nonsense for pros. Whenever Lily takes damage, her cooldowns tick 50% faster and she gains a little 10% boost of speed for 1 second. This doesn't stack. Every new instance of damage resets the buff to its full 1 second duration. To be at her best, Lily needs to position right up there in the front line with her tanks. But don't go too crazy, she has a pretty small health pool. You just want to dip your toes into the fight rather than jumping straight in. If you can get a damage over time spell on you, fantastic. Setting Lily on fire only makes her stronger. Jug of 1,000 cups. I'm gonna be real, you should probably take this in 90% of Lily's games. Not because it's optimal, but because morale is important. This ultimate covers a gap in Lily's kit, providing more reliable team-wide heals. That being said, this ability is not really an emergency button. The healing it provides comes out in a trickle, and will change targets depending on which hero in range has the lowest health percentage. It can be worthwhile to pull the trigger on this early if you expect a big fight to start, or even use it to top up your team between fights. Canceling it early also reduces the cooldown, as the longer the spell is channeled, the longer the cooldown will be, up to a total of 70 seconds. Ah, Water Dragon. Lily Damage Ult, an auto-targeting ability that deals good damage and applies a massive slow. When used, this ability instantly tilts your entire team. It's fine, they don't understand. They expect you to be a heal bot, and you're not. Should've picked a hero with self-sustain, nerd. While it's still not hard CC, hitting someone with a 70% slow for 4 seconds is very unpleasant for them. There is a 2-second channel, after which it auto-targets onto the nearest enemy hero, so there's no guarantee you're gonna hit who you want. But when it works, watch out. And don't listen to those haters, it's way easier to heal a 4v5 anyway. Lily is mistaken. For the healer, she is not. The simplicity of her kit can trick you into thinking she's easy to play, and while you're new, that's true. The conventional healbot playstyle will get you started, but once people start hitting their skill shots and spells, you'll quickly discover how hard it is to save anyone. She's best picked in teams of heroes that can take care of themselves, because she plays more like a bruiser than anything. Minus the wave clear. Don't get me wrong, she's a fantastic pick, especially for new players. The auto-targeting of her abilities will allow you to focus entirely on positioning and micro, which can be a big help when you play other heroes. Still, Lily can be hard to take into higher skill brackets, as you need both a change in mindset and a robust team composition to cover the weaknesses of her kit. Hey, before you go, first of all, thanks for watching the whole video, really helps with the analytics, and that helps with the channel. Got something else for you this time. I know, most of you found me and are here for HOTS content, but I make other videos nobody cares about. And while I'm super grateful for the recent influx of patrons and subscribers, I want to know what you think of my stuff. When you find the time, if you could check out my reviews and give feedbacks in the comments, that would be such a big help to the channel, you have no idea. If not, whatever, do what you want. I'm not your dad. I'm just glad you're here. Thanks again, see you next time.